Are we live? Bro, I have to use Streamlabs. This freaking OBS is just tweaking. Please work. I really hope it doesn't lag out. Chill. Finally, bro. Only took me 8 years. I might turn my thing up. There we go. Okay.
Wanna go somewhere, someplace not on earth. Can't find myself down there. Need to fly like the birds.
Alright.
To run away.
Run away. I don't know who's gonna win this, bro. That's the thing, bro. Oh no. So I'm looking at the. I'm just looking at the. Bro, nice, hello. I'm looking at that thing. Now I have OCD, bro. I gotta make it live. Oh no. I haven't even watched like the actual, what's it called? I haven't even watched like any of the milk cups. But, all I know is that like, I don't really know. I don't know who's even like in it. Like, I think Frantic is in it. And then... Oh yeah, this is bad. All I know is that Frantic is in it. Uh-oh! Child, we might be cooked. We might be really cooked. Well, I'm cooked, but... Starting soon. I wonder if it's like gonna be competitive. Is that like a Peterbilt or like the milk cup? Like who's the Peterbilt in this situation? Who actually is the Peterbilt in the milk cup situation? You know what I mean? Cause like, hang on, let me Google it. So, Moxie, Register, I'm definitely getting these names wrong, and Dyrus won the 2024 finals, more recently due to Frantic and Canary won 2 separate titles in 2025. Yeah, I think, Moxie, I forgot about Moxie though. Moxie might win. Who's she do it with? Oh my gosh, we're starting! Oh my gosh, we're starting! Oh, oh.
Hello.
W!
The largest women's Fortnite event in the world, and that's what
W!
you give me. Hello. Much better, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm your stage host, Elizabeth, and welcome to TwitchCon, where we have the Milk Cup.
This is TwitchCon? This isn't TwitchCon! Wait, is this a TwitchCon? There's no way. I didn't
You're
realize.
gonna be cheering for a while. I hope you know that when you have me around. But let's be clear. This is the largest women's Fortnite event in the world, with the largest women's Fortnite prize pool in the United States. Just at this land alone, $210,000 up for grabs. Hundreds of women.
Yo, I'm about to be a woman after this.
50
Go!
are here, and that's what you're all here to celebrate. Are we clear? Are we ready?
She sounds like my French teacher.
I've seen the girls on an anecdotal note.
Also looks
I've
like
seen
it
the
as well.
girls. They are buzzing to compete. They are ready to compete. You've seen them on stage.
Yay.
So I don't want to delay you any further.
Oh, Nina's seat is right there.
Or you need a bit of a refresher. We have a video of how the milk cup is going to shake down, friends. So pay attention and get a glass of milk while you're at it.
The Milk Cup is where the best women in Fortnite prove themselves. Every build, every elimination,
I
every
bet.
victory royale. It's all brought them one step closer to this final moment. And now, the final stage is set. Women from across the US, from amateur to pro, would all sign up to compete in the 2025 edition of the Milk Cup. This would feature Fortnite's most iconic game mode, Battle Royale. So yes duos and yes to builds. These ladies would then have to compete through 3
Oh,
open
Somerset's in
qualifiers
this.
to try and find
didn't realize.
themselves in the 3 main events. Each of these open
Nah,
qualifiers
Somerset's gonna
would
get
advance
really low. She's
50
kinda
duos
buns.
to that qualifier's main event. From there, the top 15 duos from main event 1 and main event 2 would earn their spot in the LAN championship. The third and final main event advanced the 20 remaining duos to the championship, making up a 50 duo LAN championship lineup. With prize money up
Crazy.
for grabs throughout each of these main events, players were both able
That's
to earn
wild.
winnings while also
Like,
securing
that
a
much
coveted
is
spot
crazy,
at the
bro.
LAN. Through the main events, $90,000 has been given away and $210,000 remains.
Oh yeah,
for a
also
staggering total of
Fortnite competitive are
$300,000
also
in
like
prizing,
streaming
the
this, which is
largest
pretty
prize pool for
interesting.
women in Fortnite
Because this isn't
history.
even official,
At the
like
LAN
competitive
championship, all
thing,
qualified
so.
players will be dropping into custom lobbies, competing across 6 rounds. Points are secured through placements and eliminations, but it's
Alright,
going to
might-
take
might be
consistency
not
if you want to survive this gauntlet. At the end of those 6 games, the duo with the most points is not only going to take home the title of Milk Cup LAN champions, but they'll also get the trophy and the lion's share of $210,000. But this tournament
It's gotta be
is about
split,
so
right?
much
It's like
more than
105
just
each.
brackets and scoreboards.
That's still
It's about the
crazy though.
players, the rivalries, their ambitions, and the moments that define them. In Series 1, Nina and Vader silenced their doubters, showing that their dominance in 2024 was not a fluke. In Series 2, Frantic and Canary emerged as challengers,
Yay!
taking the title and again dominating Series 3. And now, finally, the championship. The question is simple. Will reigning champions like Moxie and Regs defend their crown? Will Nina pave her own path separate from her org teammates? Will the young prodigy Canary claim her first title? Or will new names rise to claim the championship title? 6 months, 3 series, and countless battles that have all led to right here. The Milk Cup LAN Championship. The final step of the journey.
He does that when he's gonna go. I didn't know this was being held at TwitchCon though. That's crazy.
You can keep on clapping. Clap louder. I want all of TwitchCon to hear you. Beautifully done, everyone. And if you want the rest of the world on the internet to hear you, take out those phones. I see you already taking them out. I love it.
Yay! Hooray! Baba.
That's GONNA need milk, and your tweets can be shown on broadcast. Let's get the word of this stream, this LAN championship out, so we can give these ladies the final they deserve. Can I get one more cheer? Beautiful. Now, friends, I'm going to send it over to our lovely analyst desk, Sierra Dawn. Please take it away.
Thank you so much, Liz. We are so excited to be here and none other than TwitchCon for the Milk Cup Championships. This crowd is phenomenal
no.
so far.
Oh,
The ladies
the
are
person on
so
the
pumped to
right,
compete.
yeah.
I cannot wait to get
she's in
started.
Google's.
I'm Sarah Dawn, joined here by wonderful analysts. We have Monster D-Face, we got Kelly Link. How excited are we?
Yeah,
This has
Kelly
been
was in
phenomenal
Google's
so far.
I'm ready to rock and roll. You know, we've been to a lot of in-person events,
I
but
swear he was
nothing
as well,
like
but, like,
this. And
only,
then
like,
how
for a
far they
certain
have
part,
come,
like,
stepping
near
up
the
this
end,
entire
like, the
venue,
like, the
and really
second
the
day.
atmosphere feels so good here.
I mean, listen, as soon as the 2024 LAN Championships wrapped up, I was already excited for 2025, and they've just stepped it up every single time, and so have the girls. Watching as they have evolved along with the Milk Cup has just been so impressive to me. yeah, being able to see these talented gamers, these duos, battle it out throughout the year, throughout all these qualifiers, these main events, to qualify to this point, we've seen a competition that has ramped up so much, and to see it all come to a
It'd be
head
better
now
with the
is going to
lighting
be,
down.
oh, I cannot wait.
Yeah, and then, you know,
The
the
lighting's
ever-evolving
ass.
game, season to season, there's never
Also, the
anything the
webcam's
same when
kinda
it comes down to
dinky, though.
Fortnite. So talk about a journey. We're not just going to watch the best competition. We're going to see who can adapt the best, who is really putting the work to come into this Milk Cup.
I mean, even considering the first 15 duos that we got, won all the way back in May. So to be able to be consistently at the top of your game for that long, and we know about Fortnite, the most thing that you can predict in Fortnite is that it's
mean? Am I
unpredictable,
being
right? There's
mean?
just so many constant changes.
Sorry,
They love to
I'm
update the
being
game right
mean.
before, and with this new Fortnite Mares patch, I know a lot of the girls are going to be having to change up their strategy a little bit.
It makes it exciting, right? You can never get complacent. You always have to be top of your game, and we've really got to see these ladies just push to the limits throughout this year of competition. And it's all like we've seen consistency.
I
from
don't
some
know
of
who's
these
gonna do
top
well
duos.
in
We've
it,
gotten to
that's the
see this
thing, 'cause, like,
competition
anyone
that's
can win.
constantly elevated.
kinda
But
got- yeah,
now
it's kinda
on this
like
biggest
Fortnite also
stage,
win.
when everyone's watching, that's when it really matters.
Yeah,
We're
100%.
gonna
And
see.
you
We're
can
just
tell
gonna
that the
wait
girls
and
are
see,
feeling
I
it too.
guess.
The amount of scrims and practices that they've been
I
putting
put it in
into through the last
Discord?
3 weeks just showcases how seriously they are taking this. This is the biggest stage that a lot of them are going to be seeing this year. And so being able to prove to everyone that they deserve to be here is just so important to me.
Yeah, and I've been there firsthand supporting this space, watching them do it behind the scenes. You know, players like Frantic really trying to take the lead, and they're
I
out
think she'll
there
win,
putting in the work
genuinely. I
every
think she'll
single
win.
week, and leading up to this, they've put so much
I think
practice
she'll get,
in.
like-
So I think in
I don't
some
know.
ways, it's going to see
She'll probably
who
either
actually
get like
conditioned her draw spots
either
the
like
best, who's gonna have an
first or
advantage
like
coming into
top
it.
5.
And
or,
it's
like,
really
top
exciting
3.
too, because obviously in that little
You know, I
video,
think
there
yeah,
is
I think
all these different
Frantic
storylines
is
that are gonna
gonna
be coming to a head
like
this
come
competition. But the
second.
thought
Loxy
that
is
it
gonna
can be
come
this
first.
duo that, of course,
I
has
think that's
earned their
gonna
way
happen.
here. You never know really who's gonna show up on the day, who's compete. So it's anyone's game. And with the largest prize pool in women's Fortnite history, that $210,000, that is a big chunk of change.
Yeah,
Bro,
it's a
he
lot
looks
of
so
money, we all
comfy,
know
bro.
it.
I wish
Leading
I was
up to
him,
this,
bro.
I mean, the rest of that prize pool was given out series after series, so these women have been taken care of so far. This is going to be the cherry on top, but more importantly, you're fighting for the biggest prize pool
Sorry,
today.
it's
To
the
add to
Hans.
that, maybe, you know, just players don't have their best game. Every single duo is going to be walking away with some money today. So even if you don't have the best game of your, or the best day,
The angles
you're
are
still going to be
cool,
walking away with something. And also
That's
being able to be flown out to TwitchCon, being able to meet everyone, being able to just be on a big stage at one of the biggest gaming events of the year is just so like pivotal to their careers and their growth.
Yeah, it's been really nice to see how the scene has been able to evolve over this year, over the years, and everything else, and all the initiatives taken to make sure that we can have this stage, to be able to see
The
what
bear
Summer
is
Milk
it's
has
pretty
built up
choppy,
with
isn't
all of
it? This is on
has been
1080p though,
amazing,
so
and
I
be
don't
able to
know.
see
This
these
is,
players
it
that
looks
have truly
really
thrived in those
choppy.
conditions, because now we get to see
Dang.
them just explore so much more competitive options. Like, this is where it starts, but where it can go is endless.
Yeah, you know, it's really admirable, right? And the sponsors and the partners working all together to kind of step up here. The community leaders as well, like Peach, obviously taking that initiative to kind of bring this idea to life alongside the Radiant team. This really is a combination of, like I saw online, you guys said dreams coming together to make something very special happen.
I mean, yeah, by the end of today, 2 players' dreams of being the Milk Cup champions are going to be, you know, realized. It's going to be amazing. And like you were saying, Sierra, yes, there's some star competitors that we've seen throughout the last few series, but at LAN, so many things can change. LAN jitters is a very serious thing, but we have a ton of competitors that have competed now in a LAN set.
I'm sorry, we're just not gonna question. I bet. No,
And then they're
it should
building
explain
up that
itself
confidence. They're
soon,
building
right?
up that rapport on what it takes to compete, not just online, in person, in front of all of these people.
Especially too,
Nah,
since
it's
there
just-
was the
it's-
LAN championships last year, right? And
Yeah.
to be able to see where that was.
Oh
and
my god, it's
players that are
camera
really
angles.
being able to step up, especially too,
I was
going
confused.
from a trio format now into duos, and see how that shifts.
The stadium
but
is sick, though.
See that there is people
It's
that
crazy
thrive, then
cool.
still thriving. I think that is cool, because now they have that experience, and they've been pushing that so much further.
Just start,
Yeah, and they're not just
please.
building like an experience for themselves,
start.
like all these scrims, all these, you know, tournaments that they'll have
Oh yeah, by the way,
online.
Moxie
It's
doesn't
building
do
up
accessible
experience for them,
skips.
just
That's
kind
how it
of
works.
understanding the field, understanding
That
the
probably-
space,
that-
and then they're able
Moxie,
to kind
no,
of
sorry,
learn
Frantic.
from that. And
No, that's
then
what's
build
gonna
it on
happen.
their
She just
own.
does
So many of
this.
these
She's gonna
girls are
kick
putting
out
on
of
their own
esports. No,
tournaments,
what?
putting on their own
She's
scrims,
gonna kick
and
out of
building
X
up the
by
community
clicks, bro. I'm
themselves.
calling her
And I
right
love
now.
just having, you know, the Milk Cup kind of back them up.
Yeah, and you know what? It allows them
Like
to
if he
get that
didn't do
practice that
it,
they need,
I'm
right?
gonna
In
go to
that
Click's
private
live
space
stream out
where
of this
they
and
can
just show
actually,
you that he's gonna
you
be
know, go
crushing
against
it.
one another in a level
I'll
playing
put
field,
money
right? That's
on
what makes
it.
very
I'm
interesting.
joking.
And you know, at the end of the day, there are people that this year have kind of come up out of the woodworks. New stars are rising, right? Like kind of like Canary. You know, respects to her getting signed to a professional esports org now, but it's platforms like the Milk Cup that have allowed us to see exactly how talented you can be.
Is that,
And
is
that
that
is
like
the
a
really cool
security
part
or
of
like
all of
a
this, being able to see the players that have really been able to build up that skill given this space, and to just know that at any moment, I mean, Canary already a star, that there is another star that could just be out there on the stage that be lifting the trophy at the end of the day. Like, we just don't know.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, you start looking at, okay, who's won an in-person tournament before? Who's performed well in the past? The Pro-Am this year that Fortnite put on was an excellent example of players getting a chance to go ahead and just show what they got, get some experience.
Man, Daya with Seti coming out in 4th place. All of us were losing it. That is exactly who we wanted to see, repping the girls scene, and to do it on such a big stage, to do it with a player like Seti, the Invitational champion, it just made all of us so proud.
Yeah, and that's experience that you only get from being in person. So the Milk Cup now giving players one more step, right, up that totem pole. You know, for some, this is their first time flying in potentially as well. So there really are going to be underlying pressures. So at the end of the day, it's going to be who can step up and perform.
It is going to be a great day of competition, one that we are ready to get underway. So stay tuned, everyone. The Milk Cup starts now.
The Milk Cup is where the best women in Fortnite prove themselves. Every build, every elimination, every victory royale, it's all brought them one step closer to this final moment. And now, the final stage is set. Women from across the US, from amateur to pro, would all sign up to compete in the 2025 edition of the Milk Cup. This would feature Fortnite's most iconic game mode, Battle Royale. So yes duos and yes to builds. These ladies would then have to compete
My
in
heart,
3
didn't they
open
just do
qualifiers
this?
to try and find themselves in the 3 main events. Each of these open qualifiers would advance 50 duos to that qualifier's main event. From there, the top 15 duos from Main Event 1 and Main Event 2 would earn their spot in the LAN Championship. The third and final main event advanced the 20 remaining duos to the championship, making up a 50 duo LAN Championship lineup. With prize money up for grabs throughout each of these main events, players were both able to earn winnings while also
This is the
securing a
exact same
coveted
video.
spot at the LAN. Through the main events, $90,000 has been given away and $210,000 remains, for a staggering total of $300,000 in prizing, the largest prize pool for women in Fortnite history. At the LAN Championship, all qualified players will be dropping into custom lobbies, competing across 6 rounds. Points are secured through placements and eliminations, but it's going to take consistency if you want to survive this gauntlet. At the end of those 6 games, the duo with the most points is not only going to take home the title of Milk Cup LAN Champions, but they'll also get the trophy and the lion's share of $210,000. But this tournament is about so much more than just brackets and scoreboards. It's about the players, the rivalries, their ambitions, and the moments that define them. In Series 1, Nina and Vader silenced their doubters. Showing that
Whoa!
their
I'm
dominance
trying to
in
freaking. Alright.
2, Frantic and Canary emerged as dominating
I always
Series
do that
3.
now for some reason.
The question is simple. Will reigning champions like Moxie and Regs defend their crown?
I think
Will
they will.
Nina pave her own path separate from her
Is it
org
trios or
teammates?
duos? I think it's
Young
duos.
Prodigy Canary claim her first title, or will new names rise to claim the championship title? 6 months, 3 series, and countless battles that have all led to right here. The Milk Cup LAN Championship. The final step of the journey.
Yeah, finally new
Milk Cup
video.
2025 is finally online. We are starting things off hot here today.
Well, the competition is definitely a high bar, especially with some of our returning Milk Cup champions.
Moxie, Regs, Rex, she's got to be the one to close this one out. Regs finds the siphon just in the nick of time.
Gaz and Daya, they're finally moving up. They're ready to go ahead and challenge for it. Fran saw it coming. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Canary and Fran, they're going to be down to fight whoever they have to if it means overtaking height. Moxie and Regs just continue to rack up knocks and eliminations. Kitsu, Nat, and Panda steal the show here in Lobby 5.
Canary is there to clutch up, winning what their 3rd game of the tournament so far.
We have the largest prize pool in U.S. women's esports history, a competition that keeps heating up.
We have the eyes on the LAN championship. We're winning it again.
Moxie!
TwitchCon San Diego, let me hear you get hype for your Milk Cup LAN Championship competitors! Let's bring them out, starting with She's Jade and Marin! Silver Lab and Sana!
Hello?
Lavish Lily and Dea! Nye and Sonu! Alexis and Simone! Ada and Scars! Delphines and Andrea!
So bummed.
Kitsy and Arda!
They're kind of tough though, genuinely. Why are they kind of tough?
It's more and Niswi!
Okay, that's not something. Get out of here, man.
Kay Vallow and Minnie Michaela!
Is her dude like late or something? What's going on?
Lifa and Ilea! Haley and Rising!
On my life, that's a guy, bro.
Me and Taco!
On my life, bro. Nah, he's not slick.
Lesby Tweakin and Dolo!
Too young, this one's valid, I can't lie.
Mari and AFK!
That's tough. That's actually kind of tough.
Sapphire and Mystic!
That's a guy! This is not to be a woman's only. This is a guy! I'm so done!
Nicole and Mia! Ama and Malinke!
Is it because like the dude couldn't make it because they weren't put at NA? I think that might have been the reason sending his spare.
Glocks and
I got a feeling that's what it is. But like, bro. Bro.
Rip Rara and Sophia 5!
Ah! Get this kid out of here! Stop! Get this kid out of here! Get this kid out of here! My bad. Nah, that's kind of mean actually. He died. Y'all cannot get away with that on my life.
Donzi and Seb!
They're so out of.
Empira and Psycho!
Who's who? Who's who? This is a flop.
Karina and Blockacita! Botley and Wellick! Monty and Nia!
Okay, save me.
Leslie and Abby!
It's yep. God, do I need to say anymore?
Maddie and F and Sophie Ann!
Okay, that's better because they're like. Okay. No, nah, they can grenade. Ah. So. Okay, that's fine. That's kind of cool, actually. That's kind of cool. That's kind of funny. Don't say congratulations, but you're not there aura farming. That's kind of funny.
Chloe Ames and Ava.
That's kind of funny. They're kind of aura farming there.
Sophia. Soler and Layla.
It must be so awkward, like genuinely. Like new cheer, like y'all gonna lock in, bro. This is no beating grounds. The hype this was living up to. The hype this is just leading up to.
Spinor and Cat Attacks.
I see a bit of a theme here.
Scare and
Is that another guy?
Mitra.
No, it isn't. That's tough. That's fine. That's that's.
Tokyo and B.
Tokyo and B. There's a kind of that's some memes that kind of.
ABG.
Like, why are there? What's that?
and Rennie. LOL.
That is so valid. It's beyond your mind. That's so valid. That is banana. That is so valid. WXF.
Said Moxie. and
Moxie!
Regs. Vanessa and Liz FC.
Vanessa. I'm a serial girl.
Hey, more than K. Houston out and Panda.
Panda's actually a good name.
FDR Velson and WTJ CC Nugget. Vader and X at Nina. And Canary and Frantic.
Frantic! Oh! Hold
Everyone
on.
give it up one more time for your Milk Cup Land Championship competitors!
I love a good walkout, and boy, do we get a treat today. All of our ladies taking the stage. They look so ready for the competition. Oh, I cannot wait.
It'll be even better. We actually,
the competition.
like, and they actually played the game.
Personality coming out in the walks, you gotta love it, and that's definitely a little extra touch, of course. as
And
start
we
gearing up.
teased it a little bit earlier, and maybe you guys saw it online, but Canary there with the X-Set getting repped. Congratulations to her. Obviously, Canary and Frantic, who's been repped by X-Set for quite a while. Definitely the team that a lot of us are looking towards. Obviously, in Series 2 and Series 3, they came out on top compared to everyone else. And when you see their practice, when you see the amount of effort and how much they play, it is no surprise to see them at the top of the leaderboard time and time again.
That is the duo that everyone's talking about going into this weekend. The dominance that they've had so far within this Milk Cup, and have to stage 2, the stage 3. It's going to be a tough duo to take down on the day, but the ladies taking the stage, they look ready. Cannot wait to see. I love the costumes, love the walkout, but it's time to get serious and really lock in because there is a big competition ahead.
Yeah, there's players that we got to start looking at, right?
Yeah, and I mean, the first team that I definitely want to look at is Frantic and Canary. Of course, you know, the amount of effort that they put into, but for me, it's the fact that they have back-to-back first places, and then in Series 1, they got a second place as well. And then if you look back to the 2024 LAN, Frantic got third place with Somerset and Yasmin, and then we have Canary getting 6th place with Female Clicks and CC Nuggets. So not only have they been performing at the top of their game in the series qualifiers, but they have both already proven individually that they are great at LAN.
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, you know, they get to play with one another. You look at the tournament history, these girls are very much familiar with one another. They know their strengths and weaknesses, given that they have all this history, and it makes for a very fun dynamic too when you come into this.
My only concern for this duo right here is that they did change up their drop spot from the previous season. And as season changes, of course, players change up their drop spot, but there obviously is a ton of value in being able to know the ins and outs of your drop spot. Going from Demon's Domain, now landing at Canyon's Crossing, which is a great POI from them. They've definitely taken advantage to all of the valuable assets that POI gives you, and the launch pads that are over there on near the Southwest Mountains allows them to kind of just rotate throughout the map wherever those zones go. So I love that they moved over here, but there's just an inherent uneasiness to me when you change a drop spot close to the land.
And let's add in that threat factor, right? Like, what happens when you come to the in-person tournament? And obviously, you have to start thinking about, is someone going to contest me? Who's going to try something funny while we're here? Because we have seen it in the past. Fortnite players are notorious for deciding, hey, you know what? I want your spot.
I will say, though, being able to see Frantic and Canary and just how dominant they were in Milk Cup 2 and Milk Cup 3. And we talked about, yeah, you need to be flexible because there's always going to be these changes, right? It seems like a duo that so far has been relatively unfazed. So, yeah, they're switching something up going in today. Yeah, that could be a scary prospect when you are on the biggest stage. But to be able to see Frantic and Canary and what they've been accomplishing throughout the Milk Cup on the later stages, I have full confidence. They're doing it for a reason.
And you know what's really funny? They couldn't be more different. Frantic, such an outgoing personality. Canary's like, oh my gosh, I'm at LAN. I'm just going to hang out, keep a low profile. But hey, now she is on the spotlight. It's time to step up.
And it's so funny because when you watch Canary play, you would not associate that play style, that crazy aggression with this, you know, quiet kind of person. But both of them, Frantic and Canary, known for going on those heavy aggro, those W key games, and even when eliminations weren't as much in the Milk Cup than they were in something like the FNCS, that doesn't slow them down. You'll see teams typically look at the point values and kind of back off a little bit from their aggression if points for eliminations aren't worth that much, but they don't care. Frantic and Canary, they just want to show everyone that they are going to dominate you.
And I will say, you know, one thing that they have going for them is that they have, you know, gotten a taste of what it's like to win a series, right? 2 and 3. That for some can lead a lot, you know, get a lot of pressure off your shoulders where other players, you know, what happens when you find yourself in the lead? Can you continue to maintain the pacing that got you to the dance?
We'll have to see because it's going to be, I mean, the biggest stage now, right, to really be able to prove that. But of course, there is other wonderfully strong duos heading into this. When we talk about, yeah, all the stacked competition, I was not kidding here. And I believe next we got Nina and Vader to talk about. Two individuals that you're talking about Milk Cup and people that represent and really take over the competition. I mean, they're right there.
Just realized.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, getting second place at the LAN
They
in
removed the
2024 was definitely
D4VD
the
thing.
like everyone had their eyes on them, and then to go into qualifier 1 and get first place right off the bat.
removed the
Once
whole
again,
David
incredible
thing.
aggro players. They do like to play high ground time and time again, but I've seen them where they just don't have the mats for high ground. They'll stick to low ground, and they're just able to get elim after elim. A lot of teams will come in with a plan in mind and kind of stick with it, but it's really the top teams for me that are able to just adjust and adapt to whatever the end game is that really impresses me.
On my way to the venue, Vader was the first person I saw in the elevator as I was coming on down, and look, Vader looked absolutely confident, had the fresh mouse pad in hand, like, yeah, I'm ready to go today. And I was like, wow, I didn't expect that level of just absolute preparedness, right, and confidence, and you could really see it, and that's because this is someone who's had experience here, and it just feels like it's another time to just come around the block and do what they do.
Oh man, well, like watching some of their scrims over the last few weeks, they've gone first place plenty of times, and in one of those scrims, they did get 4 out of 4 victory royales, and to me, that just shows that they are making sure that they are at the top of their game, and they're going to have a good job doing that at OXR HQ as well, a great POI that we see a lot of our top teams between all competitions land over there, and it's not much of a surprise why we see Nina and Vader heading their way over there as well.
Yeah, the OXR HQ is going to be one that is going to be highly contested. Teams do tend to kind of fight for the mountainous areas in the vicinity. There's a lot of dynamic that goes on there, but for Nina and Vader, they shine in, like, again, head-to-head type of settings. So I could see them easily being able to find favorable fights for themselves at that drop spot.
Oh, I'm so excited, and especially be able to see a little bit skirmish right away. Get to see that aggression from such a formidable duo. We are in for a treat. But next duo I want to talk about, Moxie and Regs, because electric.
Yeah, this is a team that, you know, even in scrims, you gotta put a leash on some of these players. They don't want to follow rules. They want a W key. They want to fight. Frantic and Canary, also a team that does very much similar, but Moxie and Regs will step up when you allow them to, and they will just run through lobbies. This is a team that has real power behind them.
And obviously, coming off of being the reigning champions from the 2024 LAN,
you know, it
where
would
they
be
won
like
with Daya,
insane.
you know,
I know they
had
probably
all
wouldn't do it, but
eyes
like, you
on
know, it
them.
would be
And
insane.
to me,
Right,
they are
just hear
so
me out.
good that when they got 4th place in the first one, everyone's like, oh, it's
What
over.
if?
Like literally, they got 4th place out of
Seems
50
crazy
duos,
before I
and
said
that's just the expectations that
they
we have for
actually
these
played
teams.
the game.
And they've been
Like,
one of
that'd
the
be
most
just
consistent
insane.
duos that we've seen over the 3 series. They've actually gotten 4th place in series 1, 2, and 3. But Moxie and Regs were also kind of, you know, not a not the main focus during the LAN last year until game number 1 came through, and then everyone was like, oh, they're gonna win. It's off. We can see. And Moxie and Regs just brings this energy to these LAN settings. They're so serious. They're so calm and able to kind of keep their emotions in check. And we know how much emotions can really affect these duos. And Moxie and Regs is always right to like focus and make sure that they are at their A game.
Yeah, and she does an excellent job of putting in the work. Like,
No,
on
I think they'll
camera,
win
you know,
genuinely.
in
I
stream,
think so
for the
genuine. I
stream,
think
for
they'll
the
win.
content. Like, this is someone who, you know, thrives under pressure.
My bad for
and it just
moving the
makes
mic
so
on.
much sense why
That's kinda
so
like
much of her community
on
is
screen
behind her and
something.
believes in her.
So I can hold it like a.
Now, obviously, an incredible duo, but I have seen them go for
Fortnite
high ground when they
commentator.
don't have the mats that they need to. And you gotta watch out.
Yeah,
When you
yeah, I
have
can hold it
Canary
like a
and Frantic
commentator.
and Nina and Vader on the low ground, anytime there is even just a little possibility, an opening in the armor, they're gonna go for it. So Moxie and Regs, I know that they're gonna go for high ground. That's where they love to go for the victory royales. But I want them to make sure that they're just keeping those eyes on the ground, right? Making sure no one's gonna launch pad up and attack them.
Well, someone's got to keep things exciting. Moxie and Regs is surely going to do that. You know, we see this trait come out of certain types of duos and teams. And to me, a team that is willing to go for high ground, you are a team that is perfectly poised to win a
You'll
LAN
be
event.
even
I'll tell
better.
you why. Because everyone else is nervous. It takes a lot of heart to say, you know what? I'll put the whole win or the loss on
Nah,
this
watch
play
this shot.
right here.
I'm going to
that's
go
what
and get a
going for high
drink,
ground
and
will
I'm
do.
gonna come back and have
I
started.
mean, we can see these runs just make or break there. So to be able to
Give me
see
1 minute.
such talented duos and get to see that fight that surely is going to be happening, guys. Come on, we've been following the Milk Cup for a bit now. It's really excited. But before we hop into the action, I mean, we got to talk about this drop map because there was something that we talked about. I mean, with the changes that where people are dropping, but I want to know heading into this where our eyes are to start.
I mean, just looking at the drop map right now, we can actually see that there's not too many contested duos that are on the map. I don't think anyone's going to be triple contested. But for me, just looking over on kind of the corners, we do actually have a team being contested. Cam and Kay versus Liz and Dolo right there in the center of the map. And of course, everyone loves to land on the center of the map. It did change to Gordy Gates, if I'm not mistaken. So a little bit of changes that we're going to be seeing there.
Yeah, you know what? Another team, Tokyo B versus Empress team. They're up north on the map. You know what? That's going to be a very interesting battle, and I'll tell you why. They are taking this fight from the series into the LAN. Like, they've gone back and forth. This is a team that just hasn't caught in a break, and it's because, hey, for some, you know, you're stubborn. You're like, this is my drop, and I'm going to play it to my best capabilities, and that's what we're going to see there.
Well, yeah, to go back to Cam and Kay, actually, they have been contested time and time again over at this POI, and I think that they just know Foxy Floodgate so well that they're not really, or I'm sorry, Gordy Gate, whatever it's called now. they just, you know, understand that POI so well that even when they are contested, they're still able to come out on top. So even some of these teams that are contested, they're either going to be splitting, they might be entering some early fights, but I would imagine a lot of these duos are probably going to have a bit of a passive play style in game 1 especially.
Yeah, well, I caught up, you know, behind the scenes with Tokyo. She seemed to be pretty confident coming into this, like, hey, you know what, I'm here to have fun. Whatever happens, happens, and that's it. They've already become winners to some large degree. Like we said, everyone here gets prizing anyways, right?
That's right, and although, you know, obviously there's some unfortunate situations where maybe not all the players could come through, we actually had that happen in the 2024 LAN, and one of the trios that was a duo ended up getting top 10. So, like, you know, even if you're coming in here to have fun and realizing, maybe this isn't the best situation for me, that doesn't mean that they're not going to be performing well.
Yeah, no, I'm going to put, you know, the house of cards here up on the line and say, I think Tokyo's going to do just fine. This is someone who's played for end games, knows how to navigate it, and you know what? Put her in a, you know, competitive setting at the end of the day. You know, the cream rises to the top, they say, right? So I think Tokyo will be just fine today.
Especially, too, something we've seen is really just that emphasis on just how long you can survive in these lobbies, right?
Yeah, it was
That's
only
where you
like
can
2
really
minutes.
rack up
I'm
those
still
points.
dumb.
So there's going to be space there for a solo competitor to make headway, for any of these players to really be able to shine. But I'm so intrigued then with that drop map, exactly how this map 1 is going to really be shaking up. Because, yeah, you talked a little bit about that nervousness.
Sean, I might
and
just
kind
end
of
stream.
scoping out the lobby and figuring out where you should do.
A duo I don't think we're going to be seeing too nervous is Daya and Yasmin. They're going to be landing over in Utopia.